Hey everybody, we're live. Welcome to an impromptu edition, another live stream edition of A Week in Geekdom here on YouTube. Geo here, and today we're doing things a little bit different. Usually when I go live, it's either Fable Fridays or I make a special review about something. I don't know. This is unlike those videos. Today we're going to be making a ranking episode because I am a big fan of those. And I thought, hey, you know what? I talk a lot about books and comics and manga and haul videos and all that fun stuff, but I never do videos when it comes to rankings. And it dawned on me when I did the last Fable Fridays on this channel that I could use or I could do more live streams on this channel. So hopefully people tune in and enjoy those, as well as my produced videos. And I say produced because they're not that fancy, but still you're producing them and uploading them. So I wanted to make a tier ranking, power ranking, or whatever it's called on anime. It so happens that I do not cover anime enough in this channel, and I kind of want to balance that out. So I see some people in the chat that I neglected to inform that I was going live, and I do apologize because turns out the scheduled live stream was canceled because of some other stuff I have coming up, and I totally forgot. So I do apologize, bro. So we're doing this instead by myself. We're going to do a ranking on the Wit Studios anime. Now, full disclosure, it's all subjective. Art is a wonderful thing. I love anime. I love animation. That's my favorite genre when it comes to movies and TV. So what I like might not necessarily be what you like, and vice versa. So I'm not really going to judge these series on or their produced work on the story element. I'm just going to rank them on the artistic. No, it's not. No, it's not. And I'll highlight you in a second. No, it's not. Don't put that curse out there. I'm going to do it based on animation and the quality of it, the style, the look, the artistic value of each series and movies. Now, Wit Studios is a subsidiary of Production IG, and they do also animated films, but most of them are recap movies because you might know them because of Attack on Titan, for example. So there are like 100 recap movies. I don't like them at all. I hate recap movies. I think they're a waste of time because I watch the TV series, or in the case of some other shows, I actually read the manga. So I don't care for that unless they're like super well done or whatever. But still, I don't like them. So I'm not going to include the recap stuff. I am only going to talk about the anime shows that they've done from 2013 all the way up to 2020. There is one that I don't have any info on, so I'm going to skip. It hasn't aired yet. It's Girl Gaku Say Girls Square Gakuin. That hasn't aired, so I can't judge it. But everything else I can. And we're going to go through that list. And I did include 3 movies, which I will tell you now how the Empire of Corpses and the Pokemon movie, The Power of Us. Yeah, they did that too. So what was the comment? Hayden, thank you, buddy, for joining me. Tasty Melon, that is so awesome to see you here. You're still trapped in the Phantom Zone. I hope you can get out sometime. That's awesome. My boy Adonis, SAO is the only real anime. Sure. We'll go with that. Let's share my screen here. Let's do. I'm so used to Omnibros Live that I was about in my head. I'm thinking, am I going to do the plug? There's no plug. This show is not sponsored by anything, so I can just talk whatever the hell I want. Here we have this graph or table or whatever you want to call it that I made for the Wit Studios shows. So you have the icons down below and the rankings. You see S, A, B, C, D, and not available. There is one series that is not available simply because I haven't seen it, nor do I care to see it. And that is, what's the name of it? Kedama no Gonjiro. That is a 52 episode series co-animated with OLM Incorporated. Do not care about it whatsoever, so you are going right over there, sir. So let's get things started with that out of the way. Let's go in order with the little thumbnails here. The first one, and this is going to be really hard for me because Wit Studios just does top-notch quality work. All their works are fantastic, and I had a really tough time coming up with this list in my head. And even then, I'm probably going to fuss over it after I'm done because I'm not too sure. I don't mean to offend purists, but some of them are higher than others, which will surprise you guys. So the first one is the original series Great Pretender we have right here. That started this year for, I think it's 23 episodes, and as of this video, it hasn't ended yet. There's still a couple more episodes left to air in Japan, but that is a really amazingly drawn series, and I think it's one of their best, if not their best work from an artistic point of view. The opening and closing songs are pure genius. I love their style and flavor and all that stuff, and the music. And the animation for the series itself is so colorful and expressive and beautiful to look at. Very stylized. It's modern, hip, and really badass. The story, it doesn't hurt that the story is pretty banging as well. But I gotta go with and I'll go with the chat in a little bit because we do have a Q&A session if you guys are up for it. I'm gonna go. I thought about A, but man, I do think I'm probably gonna be in the minority here. But I do think Great Pretender is S material. It is that great of a looking series. I love it so much. If you've seen any of these episodes of these shows, I mean, let me know in the chat and in the comment section if you're watching the replay. But I do think Great Pretender is one of the best looking anime shows, and especially for 2020, which has been a wild ride so far, it's really good. I really enjoy Great Pretender. You can watch it on Netflix, if I remember correctly. The other series that we have here is After the Rain from the Jun Mayuzuki manga. This I thought was going to place higher on my tier list, but I don't know. Just the other shows, I think they balance things out, and they're a little bit better, in my opinion, animation-wise. But After the Rain is a beautiful, dramatic story, and it's quite charming indeed. I'm not gonna bother you with like detailed plot summaries on all these shows. I just wanted to sort of rank them, so I do apologize on that. But After the Rain, what I really liked about it is the fact that it's a very soft-spoken series. It's a very beautiful tale, and the animation perfectly reflects that. With the main character, when she is daydreaming, it gets all fuzzy and colorful, and there are spots of bright lights and colors flashing through the screen, and it's like you're in a dream with her. And when it snaps back to reality, and no, I don't mean the song, it gets realistic looking. And Wit Studios has the ability to capture real life scenery extremely well. You see that with a title like Great Pretender, where they're able to recreate scenes in Los Angeles, for example, perfectly. They look animated, but there's a sense of realism to it, and that's what I love about them. After the Rain does this as well. I cannot remember which city it takes place in Japan, but it looks really good. And the restaurant and the school where the main protagonist is at just looks really vivid, And even when there's a lot of rain in the series, so even when it's raining, it's a beautiful looking scenery. And the characters themselves, the color palette, I just think they knocked it out of the park. However, I'm not going to place it S. I am probably going to do A tier for it. Although I'm still debating if I should switch them around or not, because this is a work, a live in progress, I guess. But for now, I'm going to stick it to the A ranking. Maybe it'll change by the end of this video. So yeah, After the Rain, a fantastic, beautiful, wholesome series. Next up, we've got, boy, you guys are chatting up. That's awesome. I can't see it that well because I have this second screen up, so I do apologize, but I'll get to that in a second. The next series is Vinland Saga. Vinland Saga came out last year, 2019, and it of course adapts Makoto Yukimura's manga of the same name. The first season ran for 24 episodes, and it was just gorgeously executed. And I will tell you right now, this is probably going to, I'm just going to save everybody the trouble. It's an S tier on their list. It just looks fascinating. From the very first episode, they capture the scenery so freaking well, and the character models are so clean and beautiful to look at. And the action is brutal, intense, that Viking northern feel, all that stuff. They just captured the manga's freaking amazing. If you've never read the manga, the drawings in that manga are just breathtakingly detailed. And I think Wit Studio was the proper studio to bring that to life. And you follow these Viking adventures and all that stuff, and it just it's quite captivating. So I had to include it. And if you watch the series, you probably can stream it on Amazon Prime. Pay close attention to the background works and the settings and how they mesh well with the characters and how they interact with the scenery and the backgrounds and all that stuff. Really masterful stuff, in my honest opinion. So yeah, definitely S tier. Vinland Saga is just a fantastic series, and eventually I do want to collect the manga, but then again, I'm more of an anime collector than a manga collector, so I might just wait whenever. See, that's the problem with Amazon Prime and Netflix. They like to keep hold of those titles and not make any Blu-ray releases, and just that sucks. But if it ever gets a Blu-ray release, region 1, I'm definitely buying it day one. Fantastic series, so I'm happily going to add it. Did anyone else lose sound, John? That is weird. If it did, I do apologize. Maybe it's, of course it has to be me. So in the chat, let me know if you can still hear me. If not, I'll go back and talk some more about what you missed. But definitely S level material. So yeah. All right. Next up, we've got Serif of the End, adapted from Takaya Kagami's manga of the same name. Serif of the End, of course, the neon-colored vampire action series. I'm not a huge fan of the series, I've got to admit. I watched a couple episodes, and for this episode, this stream, I went back and revisited some of the episodes to watch the animation and stuff, and it's okay. It's still a great-looking series, and just the neon-colored palette and all that stuff, and the vampire action and the fights and the swords really do look cool, but it's kind of low tier for Wit, in my honest opinion. Nope, sorry, Gio, that was just me. Another battle lost for technology. Oh, I mean, I'm sorry for that, but I'm glad it wasn't my mistake, because my internet can crap out sometimes. So I'm trying to be as quick as possible with the tier list. So yeah, Serif of the End. I'm gonna rank it pretty low, and it's still good looking. This would be A or S level for other companies, but for Wit Studios to have Serif of the End so low, it's not a bad thing. It just means that all their work is top notch, and not everything can be S level, right? So I think I am going to I think I'm going to do a little C action right there for Serif of the End. Not necessarily my cup of tea, but it's still fun. It's still a great looking series nonetheless. Next up on the list, we've got a fan favorite, a renowned series worldwide. Of course, Attack on Titan, which came out back in 2013, and it's still ongoing for another more, for 2021, it will end. So, Wit Studios did the first 3 seasons and a couple OVAs. That's about 50 something episodes, or maybe 60 episodes. And it's based on Hajime Isayama's manga. Attack on Titan needs no introduction. It is renowned worldwide. It was the second boom, what I consider the third boom of anime in specifically in North America. The first one, of course, was Dragon Ball Z, Sailor Moon, Pokemon. That really opened the floodgates to all the fandom that we have now, and myself included. I would consider the second boom to be the big three when people started being exposed to Naruto, Bleach, and One Piece. And then the third boom, it's much more recent, and it comes hand in hand with the introduction of Crunchyroll, Attack on Titan, and unfortunately Sword Art Online. Both debuted around the same time, the anime, and they just exploded and gave a lot of a new window for a lot of new fans in this wonderful world of anime and manga and Japanese otaku culture. So it was just a phenom, and it's still going. The manga hasn't finished. It's about to end sometime. I don't know. The mangaka is still wanting to end it, but it's still ongoing. And same with the anime. The anime has one more season left. Unfortunately, they passed on the series to Studio Mappa, which I am a huge fan of, and I don't mind whatsoever. We saw the trailer for the 4th and final season, and it looks beautiful as well. So I'll have to do a Studio Mappa ranking later because I love that. I love those guys. But Attack on Titan, solid series. It needs no introductions. I can't do it justice. Everybody's already talked about it at length, but I am here to talk about the animation. And when you have these giant freaking titans and the dynamic of characters just swinging around and doing so many cool acrobatics with the sword play, trying to cut them off, and the anatomy of the giants, or the titans, I should say, and the the muscles and the drawings of the human anatomy, and just the aesthetic of it being so European focused or inspired. Just a wonderful, breathtaking series. From the very first episode, it hooks you, it captivates you. And even though later on in the season, for season 1 and 2 and 3, there are a couple episodes where the animation's just, all right, nothing too fancy, I still think it deserves to be another S tier. Simply because the good far outweighs the bad, in my honest opinion. And when I say okay, I mean there's a couple frame drops and animations for characters in the background, stuff like that. Yes, I'm that anal about these things. When I'm watching anime, I like to look at everything and the character interactions, and I like to notice when there's an animation dip, when they're saving up to do a bigger scene later on. Attack on Titan has that, and same with Vinland Saga. It does have that, but the overall package is what I'm looking at, and I cannot deny it. I was originally thinking of placing it A level, but I can't do that. The series is too good and too fantastic, especially season 3 with the final fights in that series, in that season, I should say. Whew, man, they are fantastic. So yeah, I gotta do S. Next up, we have Cabernet of the Iron Fortress, an original work from Wit Studios at 12 episodes. This was pretty hilarious because I remember when it came out, a lot of people were thinking, what is this Attack on Titan ripoff? What is happening? Zombies and like mechanical stuff and trains and just a weird mishmash of things you've already seen. But nonetheless, it's beautiful to look at. The character models aren't necessarily my favorite, but the action and the fluidity of what's happening on screen is just top-notch, action-packed. And I think Cabernet has to go here with an A level. Not actually, no, no. Hold on a second, because I do want to talk about another series. So I'm gonna place it here, B level, because of the actual character models, which aren't necessarily my favorite, but it's still fantastic. And it has a movie. Um, so I'm not gonna rank the movie. I'm just talking about the show. Next up, I have got. Let's do Hozuki's Cool-Headedness, which came out in 2014, adapted from Natsumi Eguchi's manga. This consists of 2 seasons, or was it 3 seasons? I think it was two, at 13 episodes each. And I think it did have an OVA. Hozuki is fantastic. The bright colors and the settings, it being in hell and having thousands of levels of torture, and seeing the creativity of bringing to life folklore, urban legends, mythology, religion, and different aspects of life into this series is wonderful. Uh, you know, Hozuki is a really interesting character, and the animal sidekicks are freaking adorable. And just for that reason alone, I have to give it a good ranking. So I am going to give Hozuki's Cool-Headedness a solid either B or C. And I'm saying that because it's mostly a talkative series. There is some action, but the heart and soul of the series is in its dialogue, not necessarily like Villain Saga or Attack on Titan, which rely on action a whole lot. Yes, there is action in Hozuki for comedic effect, I should say. But I don't know. I love it, but I think I'm gonna leave it C for now. We'll look at that later. Next up, we've got the Ancient Magus Bride. Easy. I'm not gonna save you the trouble. Easy A level material. Just a beautiful looking series. The character models are gorgeous to look at. The magic and just the world building on that series really lends itself for a studio like Wit to do fabulous works, and to have the characters doing their thing, and the dragons and the different spells, just magical in nature. And it's probably one of their most beautiful series. That and After the Rain. They're, the other S tiered level series do a little bit more for me, but definitely A level material for Ancient Magus Bride. Next up, we've got. Let's do a couple of the movies here because we're near at the end of this stream. Pokemon, the last. What was the name of that movie? Pokemon: The Power of Us. This was in collaboration with OLM, and I'm not gonna lie, for a Pokemon movie, it looks really decent. But then again, a lot of Pokemon movies for me kind of look the same, and I'm not a huge fan of those movies. I love Pokemon, I love the games, I live and breathe Pokemon, but I've never really been huge on the movies. I like the first three movies, and then the rest are just like they're okay, not necessarily things I want to keep watching. And the Power of Us just it's a higher quality movie compared to the other ones, but it's more of the same for me. So this one, unfortunately, is going to go here on the D level. Next up, we've got the Empire of Corpses, which is what I wanted to talk about with Cabernet. I think Empire of Corpses deserves to go here in the A level list because of it being a movie. The budget is there, and the mechanical nature of the story, the drawings, and all the stuff that's happening with the zombies, and all the gears and mechanical stuff that they had to do for that series, and the digital effects, just freaking mind blowing. And I think it's better looking than a series like Cabernet, even though they share some similarities in tone and style. Uh, Although one's more with scientists, the other one's people fighting, but you kind of catch my drift. I'm going to go Empire of Corpses a little bit higher on my list. How I'm going to do, I'm going to do a C. It's a romance movie. Came out in 2013, an original story from Wit Studios. It's gorgeous, and I think what they did there was perfected later on in After the Rain. So I'm gonna stick that at the C level. And finally, the last series on this list, of course, Rolling Girls, which is an original series that debuted back in 2015. Rolling Girls is phenomenal. It's gorgeous. It's the type of art palette that I love so much, and I cannot I love it. It's so dynamic and fluid, and everything about it just screams personality. So I really have to add it over here, B level. Story may not be the best one compared to the rest of the titles shown here, but hey, I dug it. What about you guys? What do you think of this tier list? What do you think of my placements here? I do think this is my. I think I'm going to stick with it. I know I was doubting Hozuki, but yeah, for me, I keep forgetting the freaking name. Kedama no Gonjiro, not talking about it, which you can see here. Let me zoom in a little bit more. The Pokemon movie, not my favorite, bottom of the list. Hal, Hozuki, and Serif, I'm probably going to stick that all three right there, C level. Next, you got Rolling Girls and Cabernet of the Iron Fortress, level B. And then the A level, you got Empire of Corpses, Ancient Magus Bride, After the Rain. And S level, what I consider their best work so far, definitely has to be Attack on Titan, Great Pretender, and Vinland Saga. That is, I think, my official ranking as of August 2020 for what I think about Wit Studios. So hopefully you guys enjoy that. Hopefully you guys find that entertaining. If you've got any examples of or ideas of rankings that you want me to do, another live stream and such, let me know. If there's a studio or a heck manga, whatever, I'd like doing this and debating, even if it's by myself. I like doing this. So let me know if you want me to cover anything specific when it comes to ranking anime movies, shows, maybe protagonists, all that stuff. So I'm very interested to see what you guys think. So that is that. Let's see what you guys in the chat are up to, because you're chatting up a storm, and that is so rare for on a Week in Geekdom live stream because I barely get any live viewers. Let's see what's up. I missed a lot of comments here. Oh boy. Let's see. Shout out to John. That is the anime I grew up on. Adonis. The only real anime is the original Dragon Ball series with Monkey Boy Goku. There you go. Adonis. I will counter that, and with Joey Wheeler as the second best anime protagonist. Did you guys see the Kotobuki Artifacts Plus Joey Wheeler statue? That looks really cool. I'm not a huge Yu-Gi-Oh fan. I'm not going to get any of them, but if I were to get one, that would be pretty cool to own. And the Dark Magician looks fantastic. I love that one. That one is really cool. Same with Yami. If I would get one, I'd probably get the Magician and Yami and pose them together because I really liked that card growing up back in the day. Oh, Jesse here. Jesse, thank you for joining. Kirito is the best protagonist. Nope, disagree with that. And man, After the Rain, I bought all the volumes and can't wait to read it in the future. It's really good. It really surprised me because the subject matter, if you're not paying attention, you're like, oh, what are you doing? But it's actually really heartfelt and a really interesting read of what our hearts go through with love and us finding love in the weirdest of places. It's a really interesting series. I enjoyed it. I thought it was pretty good. Let's see. You guys are debating about Goku. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't care about Goku whatsoever, but this is right. Yeah, you too, Hayden. We can geek them over Geo. Vinland Saga is amazing. Yes. Yep. Been up since 2 a.m. and my body is starting to shut down. Night, everybody. Man, you take care of yourself, bro. Take some much needed R&R and be safe out there. And man, Serif of the End is a series I have seen many people say they dropped. I have a few random volumes. It's okay. I watched a couple episodes, wasn't for me. And yeah, it's just a middle of the road action series. But the anime is pretty cool to look at. And the box set, I've seen pictures of it with the spine looking black and a neon green thing. It looks really cool on a shelf. Attack on Titan. Can't wait for the Colossal Edition Volume 5 early October. Yeah, man. I mean, if I had space for manga, I'd get that. I'd get those Colossal Editions. They're really cool. I hope they stay in print. So whenever I do in the future have space for manga, I'd be able to collect it. I know Gio likes Ancient Magus, right? Yeah, it's a beautiful looking series. The anime is fantastic and the manga is just wonderful. It's a fabulous package. I would recommend the anime over the manga simply because of the animation. But the manga, obviously being the original, it's a must read in my opinion. John, I feel most of Pokemon movies are not as good as the original series. They're not, because they're just promotional tie-ins to the generation at that time, showing you the legendaries, and it's very formulaic. The same thing happens over and over. There's a big crisis, and it involves the legendary. They solve it at the end, and that's that. And nothing happens. And we move on to the next chapter. So whatever. John, Vinland Saga needs to be higher than S level. I have it right there at the top. Unless you want God tier level, that could be fun or weird. Also, I wanted to remind everybody that's still watching the recorded version, I should say. I'm sounding old. I am going to be debuting next week as of the posting of this video. I'm going to be debuting a new segment on my channel called Anime Starter Pack. Like I mentioned at the beginning of the stream, I want to do more anime content on this channel because I love that stuff so much. I'm going to do a starter pack series on what I consider the best shows for people to get into when it comes to anime. I was in the Otaku's Farm on Facebook. Somebody was talking something similar to that, and they tagged me, and I'm like, that's a good idea. So I came up with the whole starter pack gimmick. Basically 5 shows per genre. So I'm going to try and cover everything like top 5 mecha series to get into, top 5 shoujo, shonen based material, top 5 based adaptations, top 5 original anime, sort of a cool little volume set pieces of on my channel about shows that you can get into if you're not into anime. Hopefully you guys stick around for that. I know I'm going to have a fun time putting that list up together. I don't know which of the list I'm going to use first. Probably just 5 overall, and then see where it goes from there. So I'm really excited about that. Also, let me show that real quick for a second, because I need to charge my laptop because it's about to die, and that would be pretty awkward if I left midstream. Let's see. There we go. Okie dokie. We're back. So that is one of the plans for this channel, the Anime Starter Pack series. The mecha one is going to be hilarious. I can't wait to do that because there's a lot of mech shows, and obviously one of them has to be Gundam. So in my head, I'm going over all the Gundam series, like which one is the one I would recommend for somebody that doesn't know anything about anime and is kind of interested in getting started on that. Here we have another question from Edman. Gio, do you think it was a coincidence that most, if not all, of the anime from mid to the late 90s, early 2000s were beginner friendly? Perhaps the US companies had this in mind. Oh, definitely. You had stuff like Sailor Moon and even the Pokemon anime, Yu Yu Hakusho, Dragon Ball. They were all series based on Shonen Jump manga, with the exception of Pokemon, that a lot of people can jump in and have a fun time. And there's not a lot of baggage from, you don't have to be emotionally invested. You can just tune in and enjoy the story and keep going from there. So definitely, they had to have that in mind when they were planning that. Also, N-Man, I don't know if you remember, but on the last stream I did for Fable Fridays, you asked me something at the end, and I felt terrible because when you asked that question, I hit end broadcast and I was signing off, and then I look to the side and I see your question. I'm like, oh crap, I forgot, and I didn't answer it. So if you somehow remember what it was, and you can type it here before we leave, let me know, because I felt really bad. I'm like, oh dang it, I didn't get to answer that question, and I left my man hanging. From what I recall, there were not too many of the wall shows, off the wall shows. Sorry, and if there were, they were not accessible. Upload speed. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I do remember. I do remember early 2000s. How did it go? Give me a second. Yeah, I do remember Saturday is not Saturdays. I do remember the weekday mornings. The lineup was uh, DBZ, uh, Beast Wars, and Sailor Moon and Reboot. I think that was the lineup of shows that I would watch in the morning. And that is how I got into anime, basically. Pokemon, Dragon Ball, and Yu Yu Hakusho were the ones that opened things up for me. I mentioned this on previous Omnibros streams over at the Omnibus Collectors Network, that I didn't get into Sailor Moon growing up because I was dumb and followed what people were saying, like, "Oh, Sailor Moon's for girls. You're not going to watch that," which is a really idiotic statement. But kids kids are dumb, and people were saying that. I'm like, okay, well, I guess I shouldn't watch it. But I totally regret that because Sailor Moon's fantastic. So yeah, but those were the shows that got me into anime. Pokemon, DBZ, and Yu Yu Hakusho, and then I kept watching and adding more stuff to it. So yeah, like what was it? Bebop, Gundam Seed, Rurouni Kenshin, all that stuff. That's okay. I was asking how long it takes for you to upload a video to YouTube. The secret is I have horrible internet. The upload speed is abysmal, so I don't upload in my home. Instead, don't tell my don't tell the rest of the internet, but I take my videos with my laptop to work and use my work's Wi-Fi, which has a crap ton of upload speed because it's live streaming the live broadcast, because it's a radio station, so it needs a higher upload speed. So when I use that internet, it takes me, I'm gonna say, like 4 or 5 minutes, because usually the videos I upload are minimum 1 point something gigabytes long, or big long. Jesus, usually like 1.4 gigabytes, and it's usually like 4 or 5 minutes. One of the reasons I stopped making videos in 2016 was because a 10-minute video would take hours to upload to YouTube. I have a pretty good Alienware computer, and I have the highest tier internet from. Yeah, I mean, YouTube's weird because you can have Oh, Comcast. I do plan to start again. Maybe the quality improved for me. Yeah, go for it, man. I do. If I try and upload a video here, I've tried in the past. I had to leave it overnight because it was so bad. But on occasions, uh, 30 minutes, an hour. But those were like quick videos because I used to do a lot of podcast inspired content on this channel before I started going solo. I had co-hosts and we would do panels and stuff. So those videos would take hours, but rarely I would do like a top 5 video with some couple images and music. That would be 30 minutes, an hour, which was not bad for back in the day, but it's still bad because it's 30 minutes. But yeah. Let's see here. Oh, I showed that. Okay. So I'm going to do the starter pack videos. There's no date specifically for that. Also, Seven Seas is doing Summer's Not Over Yet. They're announcing new manga and light novel series that they've licensed. I was going to do a video on that, but instead I'm going to wait for all the announcements to be made. I do believe there's more coming tomorrow and then Friday. And Friday night, same time, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I'm going to do another live stream showing off the titles. I don't know if it's going to extend to next week, but whatever it's released from today up till Friday, I'll do a Summer's Not Over announcement video with that stuff. So look forward to that. The other thing is that if you guys in the comments section recommend me more ranking ideas, I can probably cook something up for next Wednesday. So depends on the feedback that this episode gets, because yeah. Also, I do have another live stream. I want to do a live unboxing of a Blu-ray that I'm getting. I'm not going to say what it is because it's a surprise. It's nothing fancy or anything. It is fancy, but it's not like a super rare thing or whatever. I don't want to ruin the surprise. I'll give you a hint. A lot of people have already done it. I'm going to be one of the last ones, but still, it's for you guys, my audience, which I love. I'm going to do a live unboxing of that. If it's not this week, it's probably going to be next week. I'm gonna try and do more live videos on this channel. Usually Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. I don't do any YouTube related stuff on the weekends because I need a break from the internet. I need a break from real life. I need a break from YouTube. I need a break from Omnibus Collectors Network. I need a break from everything. So I'm that's the new me. I'm not doing anything on the weekends. So if I do live streams, it's going to be Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Because Mondays and Thursdays, I'm on the Omnibus show at the Omnibus Collectors Network, and I can't do 2 streams at the same time. I mean, I could, but it would look terrible. John, this isn't an anime question. Don't worry about it, man. Ask me anything. This isn't an anime question, but I know I'm around avid manga readers. Have you guys have any issues with the Viz Big editions and the bindings falling apart? I don't have Viz Big edition, so I do apologize. But they're similar in the size to the, or maybe they're a little bit taller, the One Piece Omnibus editions, which are around that ballpark. At least with that, I've never had any problems. Viz Big, yeah. Tasty Melon. About 25 years ago, a buddy showed me an anime that had these small goblin-like characters who were biting a naked lady all over. The only quote I remember was, "You will be liking it soon enough." Any idea what anime this was? 25 years ago, small goblin-like characters were biting women all over. The only quote I remember was, "You will be liking it soon enough." Oh boy, I'm gonna go and I'm using my tablet here, so I'm gonna do a quick search. Let's see what pops up. Uh, Goblin. If this is a weird hentai, it's gonna get weird fast. Goblin anime. Okay. Let's see. Share some of that luck with. Yeah. I'm looking to see all the fantasy, and it's probably a dark fantasy series. Let's see. Fantasy anime series from the 90s. Goblins. Because I thought you were going to talk about Goblin Slayer, which I do not recommend. Fantasy anime. Man, it sounds like, let's see. No. I'm sorry, Tasty Melon. The stuff I'm looking for, I'm looking at here. I don't think I know what it is, because I know there are a couple of 90s fantasy series, but I can't remember if there was something like that that's a little bit explicit. Because yeah, dark fantasy, you have stuff like Vision of Escaflowne, the Berserk 90s series. What was the other one? Record of Lodoss War, stuff like that. But I don't know of any not safe for work material like that, especially with goblins biting people. Ugh. Speaking of goblins, I don't recommend Goblin Slayer, and I don't. What was the other one I do recommend? Grimgar Fantasy Ash, whatever. Or at least the anime. I've only seen the anime. There was one of the, I think it was the first or second episode when they're fighting a goblin, and it's in real time, and you see them painstakingly fight this thing, and when they're gutting him to kill the thing, because it's a wild beast that is after the main characters, it's howling in pain and screaming, and it's a very visceral and real experience. I was blown away by that, because a lot of series you just have the character based on JRPGs and they just swing away and they kill the beast and that's that. But here it's much more realistic, because you have to think that these goblins are like actual creatures and you're taking them down individually. So watching that scene in the anime, really like, whoa, okay, that you see that thing is hurting and howling in the floor, about to die. So that was really impactful. John, I'm reading Vagabond for the first time. The first volume just fell apart on me. Oh no! Oh, I've seen pictures of that, and that looks terrible, man. I mean, I don't know if there's any type of glue that you can use, similar to what people use for the omnibus, the comic omnibus, not the manga versions, where they just use the PVA glue, I think it's called, and then you press it for a couple of days and it sticks. You could try doing that. I don't know. I have no experience with that. I'm sorry. I think I might get the Fushigi Yugi Vizbix, but I remember back in the day, this anime radio show I listened to, the guys on there bashed it all the time. The anime. It never piqued my interest, so I can't say too much about it. But Omar likes it. Near mint condition. He tried selling me on it. I'm like, it's okay. Not my thing. But yeah. Let's see if I have anything else that I wanted to share with you guys, because this video was supposed to be 30 minutes long, but you guys are here, so that's great. Thank you, everybody. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much for supporting this channel. I'm trying to make this channel better so we get more people involved. So if you can share it and spread the gospel of geekdom, I would be extremely, eternally grateful. So yeah, I'm about to start wrapping up. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed the ranking. As you can see here, I left it there on purpose. The Wit Studios anime ranking, TV shows and films. If you like this, hit the like button. Make sure you're subscribed. And if you are subscribed, make sure to hit the bell icon so you know when new videos pop up. I make at least one video per week talking about anime, comics, manga, all that fun stuff. You can follow me on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. If you go to Instagram, you're going to see all my hauls and just me sharing geeky pictures about stuff in my collection. Twitter and Facebook, I usually use it to repost news relating to the entertainment world, manga, movies, anime, comics, all that stuff. So yeah, thank you everybody in the chat for tuning in. You guys are wonderful. I love every single one of you guys. John, Enman, Hayden, Jesse, Adonis was there as well. Sorry, Adonis, I forgot to update you on this video because you were the one that was supposed to be on with me, but I had to move my schedule because I'm making that Seven Seas announcement video on Friday. Hopefully, fingers crossed, everything goes right. So that's it, guys. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. If you're watching the replay and you want to submit your own ranking, of course, I would love to see it. And leave some suggestions for other rankings that you would like to see when it comes to anime and maybe some manga as well. Why the hell not? Thank you, everybody. For real, I'm out. Thank you so much. God bless. I hope each and every one of you is safe and sound and reading and watching and enjoying all sorts of geeky stuff. So thank you for tuning in. I will catch all of you on the next broadcast. Thank you guys so much.